So Founders Day is a day to celebrate St. John Baptist de La Salle. And we talk a lot about his life, his mission. But the most important thing that we celebrate today is that LaSallian experience that all of you have. The way the founder lives on today is the talk by Catherine Burns. It's the senior speeches. It's all of your experiences that you had during your time at CBA. And I go through and I read every single senior speech. And this weekend I actually started Friday afternoon. And for those of you who don't know, IC students, our seniors write a senior reflection. On Friday afternoon, I started to read, and I took a little break, and I started to walk around the school. And I walked into the gymnasium, and it's completely empty. The chairs are set up, and there's 2 people there. Nick Zeller and Mohammed Jabril. Now, it would surprise you that you could be in a gymnasium and not have Nick screaming something. For those of you that don't know Nick, usually in the basketball games, it starts off pretty good. By about the 3rd quarter, Mr. Keough's inching closer to Nick and closer to Nick. But that day, Nick sat there. And I walked in, I asked them, 2 of them, what they were doing. And they just said, we're taking it all in. Later that night, I got a text message from Sister Sue that actually sent me the video from our 7th grade junior high night. That all of our seniors on their last day of school, many of them came back for the junior high night. Those are the things you don't have to. No one told Nick to sit in the gymnasium. No one said to our seniors, you have to be at this event. It was because this place means something to them. And as I started to think about what to say today, 2 things crossed my mind. And in your speeches, there are 2 themes: transformation and love. This is what Alex Champouillon said. He said, I am an enigma to myself, and likely to every one of you. I don't prefer to go up to people that I don't know and strike up a conversation. I'm a Boy Scout who's lazy. I love Pokemon. But I want, no, I need, to tell you who I am. And the beautiful part of CBA is, Alex, you don't need to tell anyone who you are. If you remember, Mr. Bewley may remember this story from last year. Last year, Alex got hurt in gym class. And in this gym class weren't a ton of his close friends. But there are 4 classmates: Dave, Tanner, Sean, and Jake. Do you remember this day? Alex got hurt. And they could have just gone to their next class. They stayed with him the whole time. Walked him out front. Brought his bags to the ambulance. And that's what being a brother is. All of you have touched each other at some point during your time at CBA. And ironically, the way you started off the year was with this message. Raise each other up. And as I read those speeches, I went through and read every single one. And every single one of you was mentioned in someone's speech. And if you look along those bleachers are lined with something about every single one of you. Every single one of you touched someone's heart while you were here. Virginia Nash said to her classmates, between the simplest hellos in the hallways and Olivia Carney reminding me of my worth, it saved me. You all saved me, whether you knew it or not. I came to this school for a reason, to learn and grow, and to become a better version of myself.
I was a boat stuck in a bottle that never got the chance to touch the sea. Just forgot on the shelf, the wind sails, going nowhere with no one to lead. I was 1 in 100 billion, a burnt out star in a galaxy. Just lost in the sky, wondering why everyone else shines out for me.
I was a boat stuck in a bottle that never got the chance to touch the sea. Just forgot on the shelf, no winds in the sails, going nowhere with no one but me. I was 1 in 100 billion, a boondock star in a galaxy, just lost in the sky wondering why everyone else shines out but me. Virginia continued in her senior speech. I will forever hold on to a piece of all of you as I continue with the rest of my life. CBA has become my home. This place, the overcrowded parking lot, the guidance office filled with all of our achievements, the ducks that live in the quad that we were never actually allowed to go into. This place, all of that, all of you are part of our home. It's all of you that make the CBA experience. It's all of you lifting each other up throughout your time at CBA. After one lacrosse game, Matt Luddington didn't play as much as he particularly wanted to, so he was home. And no one was texting him. And his phone was silent. And then he hears the knock on the door. And it's Will Fallon saying, Matt, I knew a text wasn't enough, and I wanted to come over and be with you tonight. That's what it means to be a brother. That's what it means to lift each other up. And all of you, as you read those signs when we line up later, all of you have lifted each other up at some point or another. And sometimes it was a teacher. Some of you might remember Mike Catalano. He gave his senior speech in Shakespeare. And Mike didn't take it tremendously seriously. And I think, if we remember, I think Mr. Benware had some kind of choice words for the class, but I won't get into that. But you know what being LaSallian and being Catholic is? Sometimes we get in this image that you got to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. None of us are perfect. But you have to believe in doing things the right way. So 1 week later, Mike Catalano, after that experience, he came up to Mr. Benware, and he gave him this, his senior medal. At that time, Mike was lifted up by someone in our community, just like all of you have been at some point or another. At some point, everyone felt like that, like Matt, like Mike, that never got a chance to touch the sea, just forgot on the shelf, no wind in the sails.
I was a boat stuck in a bottle that never got the chance to touch the sea. Just forgot on the shelf, the wind in the sails, going nowhere with no one to lead. I was 1 in 100 billion, a burnt out star in a galaxy. Just lost in the sky, wondering why everyone else shines out for me. I can't lie, when I first kissed you, the best me has his arms around you. You make me better than I was before.
So I come back to why De La Salle started these schools. He started these schools because he loved young people, because he wanted his schools to be a place of love, a place of acceptance. He wanted young people to understand that it's that love that drives that transformation that all of you talked about in your senior speech. The love of every single one of you and every single one of you is what supports that transformation and lets you become who God created you to be. And my final message is that there is nothing that you can do to make God not love you. And your parents know this best. There is nothing that you can do in your life to push God away. He will always love you. And same with this place, and same with all of us. No matter how many years go by, no matter what you've done, you are always part of this place and always loved by all of us here. If you are lost, you can look and you will find me time after time. If you fail, we will catch you. We will be waiting time after time.
You're lost, you can look and you will find me time after time.
Maddie Pellizzari said, I find it insane that if I had made just one decision differently and not chosen to come to CBA, my life would look drastically different. Regina Nash said the same thing in her speech. Then all of her siblings came. Grace Holslander said the same thing in her speech. You made the choice to come to CBA. And this is your family. And going to a Catholic school doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect, but it means we support each other through all of those things. Catherine Burns, after going through a major surgery, recounted walking into school the very first day back with her brother carrying her bags, and Luke Frontali running up to her and taking her bags and carrying them throughout the day. And then Catherine went to class, and Parker Buck every single morning would say, Catherine, how are you today? Or Bridget Fallon just checking up in creative writing. All of those little things meant something to your classmates. And the younger people, I hope you notice how much those little things impact all of us. If you're lost, you can look, and you will find me time after time. If you fall, we will catch you. We will be waiting. In one senior speech, they said, we have worked so hard to get this diploma. Yes, we got an amazing education here, but we also got a family that we'll always have to fall back on. So thank you for just being you. David Gross said, remember where you came from, and remember you'll always have your CBA family to support you. I am proud to call you my brothers. Or Julietta Pompo put it perfectly. I hope that I was able to make you laugh or smile at one time or another. I hope that I treated you with kindness, and if I failed at one point, I hope that you know that I'm sorry. I hope you know that just like everyone else here, I've just been trying to make it through, and I've only been able to accomplish that with all of your love I've received throughout my years. And my final wish to all of you as seniors, leave this place, leave CBA, and know that you are loved by God and loved by us. And go out into the world with the courage to stay true to yourself and the values that you learned here. And know, no matter what happens, throughout all the ups and downs, this is your home. And there's nothing that you can do to change that. Congratulations, seniors.